Tommy's the one that gave us the name Rowdy Boys, mind you, which is why we call it.
Actually,
Really?
Andrew did.
No. I thought it was you.
I thought that it was you,
No, I got it from him.
and you got it from Tommy. That's fucking crazy.
Hold up, who got that white girl, save me a bump? Drew over there on the table, he slumped. Pringle dancing like Jamaican on rum. Teddy's in the bathroom taking a hold up. Who got that white girl, send me a line? Tamim got the hookah, he's taking his time. Tommy's wildin', I should break up that fight, but this is a day in the life of the Rowdy Boys. Gang, gang. Let me check my stance.
Hey, squad.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Rowdy Boys back in the building. Drew over here, Ted over there, man. Look at that, bro. Look at that new setup, bro. How that new setup treating you, bro?
Bro, I just edited the first video, y'all, of this new setup. This shit look clean. I know y'all know it look clean. So I don't know why y'all ain't subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing with everybody that can use this advice and use this fresh ass set in their favorite podcast. Or soon to be favorite podcast, the Rowdy Boys podcast.
There you go, man. Hey, like you said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the damn thing, and comment whether or not you hate our beautiful, ugly asses in the comment section below. Damn it.
Yeah, we ugly. We some ugly motherfuckers. Look at
that. Hey, all right, bro. So today, I wanted to talk about. There was a pause when I wanted to talk about, but basically, I had this conversation with this dude a while back, and it kind of reminded me of this. Like I was thinking about it. It kind of, I had a thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It's a good idea for them podcast series today or a conversation series. And I was like, you know what? There's, for guys especially, there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. What do I mean by that? Too many guys that trying to be the leader or the CEO, but too many guys. There's only one CEO. You know what I mean? There's not going to be 10 CEOs. There's only going to be one CEO, and then you're going to have your second in command, your third in command, and fourth in command. Too many guys trying to be number one when you might fit at number two. You might fit at number three. You might be a good number four. You know what I mean? A number four in command. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. What you think about that, bro?
Okay. Yeah, so this is one of those videos where he's telling me hold on, let me raise this shit up. No, I'm not going to touch it because I might fuck up my mic. This is one of those videos where he's telling me for the first time what we're talking about when we're shooting, right? So I had no idea prior to this what we were talking about. This is just off the dome. You know what I mean? This is off the top.
All candid.
All candid. So I like that topic, and that's one of the biggest flaws of living in this city in LA. So for y'all who don't know, I'm in LA. Andrew is in Oregon, right? Andrew's in Beaverton, Oregon. So those vibes over there are a little different than over here. This is the big city, and everybody wants to be a star. Nobody wants to support everybody else, right? So when I first moved here, this is just an example of everybody wanting to be chiefs. Nobody wanted to be, well, you said Indians, but I'm going to say Native Americans because it's 2024. Yeah. The only Indians is motherfuckers that look like him.
That's actually true, though, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so when I first moved here, this was 6 years ago, going on 7. That's crazy. Going on 7. And I'm walking down Hollywood Boulevard. And if y'all have never been down Hollywood Boulevard, there's a lot of street performers. There's a lot of people like pushing their own like projects or like music or whatever. There's dudes out there handing out mixtapes like it's the 90s. It's crazy. So I'm walking down, this motherfucker hands me, not a mixtape, handed me a full DVD case with his fucking picture on it. So he hands me this DVD. I'm like, what the fuck? Did I just time travel back to fucking 2005? What is this shit? And he goes,
right.
He goes, hey, young man. Hey, check me out, man. I'm a stand-up comedian, man. This is my stand-up special. I was like, I'm good. I'm all right. I politely rejected because I had a lot to do in that walk. Ain't no way I'm carrying around a fucking DVD. I ain't got no bag. What the fuck I look like carrying around a big ass DVD case? Plus, I don't even have a fucking DVD player. So I'm like, I'm straight. You know what I mean? If he gave me a business card with a QR code to his YouTube channel, that's one thing. This motherfucker handed me a DVD. I said, nah, trust me, it's all gonna wrap around. I said, nah, I'm cool. I said, he's like, no, just take it. So I grabbed it and he was like, yeah, you know, any like donations will be like greatly appreciated. You know what I mean? $5. I'm like, donations. So he's basically saying this ain't free. I was just gonna take it and walk away and maybe toss it in a trash can. He was like, nah, you gotta like, this ain't for free. You gotta give me like $5. I said, you know what? Take it back. I'm cool. I'm more into music anyway. I'm a music art. He's like, well, this ain't about you, dog. This is about me. And then he just moved on to the next person. I said, what the fuck? This ain't about you.
Right.
Like I all I did was tell him one thing about me. I'm more into like music. This ain't about you, dog. It's about me. That's everybody's mentality. It's not about you. It's about me. Everybody's focused on themselves and their own journey, and not so much about supporting people, being a fan, or like how you said, being second in command, third in command, being a supporting auxiliary figure to a greater thing than themselves. Nobody wants to do that. Right. Everybody's just so centered on their personal goals and what they want, and being the star. Nobody wants to be the fucking fan. So that's my exposure in LA when I first moved here, but I'm sure you got some more points to talk about it.
Yeah, nah, man. I want to make sure that I'm getting my point across, in a good way. I'm not saying don't strive to be number one. You know what I mean? If you was destined to be number one, you gonna be number one. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying to guys that's gonna be listening to this video, don't strive to be number one. But understand that there can only be one number one, motherfucker. That's why it's number one. You know what I mean? And it's okay to not be number one. You know what I mean? It's okay to be number two. It's okay to be, third in command, fourth in command, fifth in command. You know what I mean? Not every guy is gonna be CEO. You know what I'm trying to say? Some guys make a damn good support, assistant manager. Some guys make a damn good CTO. You know what I mean? Some guys make a good CFO. You know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna be CEO and founder and fucking multi-millionaires by the time they're 30. And I want to make sure that I iterate to the guys out here listening that it's cool if you're not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying don't strive to be that, because the strive to be that is actually gonna where you're gonna find out where you fall. You know what I mean? You're going to find out, okay, this is where I fall in the damn hierarchy structure. But it's cool, man, if you don't fucking get there. You know what I mean? It's okay if you don't get number one. Number two, number three, number four, number five is still cool, bro. You still going to be making a lot of money. You still going to have a lot of experience underneath your belt. You still going to be a somebody even at number five. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's not good to be number one. You know what I mean? You don't want to be having a target on your back. You know what I mean? And that's where I want to drive the point home today, for at least this point of the video, that it's okay not to be number one. You know what I mean?
Right. And some of those people that want to be at number one, they don't even have the skill sets to be number one. Sometimes your skills will shine, and sometimes you'll shine the brightest when you're number two, when you're number three. Number two, number three doesn't have to be what's it called? So it's like inferior. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. They're not necessarily, they don't have to be inferior just because they're down the ladder. Sometimes your best traits are gonna shine in different positions than the very, very tippy top of the fucking ladder. So you have to learn about yourself, and like you said, where do you fall in line in this whole organization? Where do you fall in line in this system? If you do fall in line at number one, cool. If you fall in line at number two or three, that's still dope as hell. And then you can work your way up if needed. If you assess yourself and you're like, you know what? I actually have what it takes to be at that number one spot, and dethrone that motherfucker that's at the number one spot. Because like you said, there's only one number one. So you have competition like a motherfucker. So if you're looking at number one and you're like, that needs to be me, without actually comparing yourself to who's number one, why they're number one, what they had to do to get to number one. If you're just saying, because I deserve to, well, that's entitlement. You don't want to walk through life with this false sense of entitlement, like, I deserve the best of the best, no matter what work I'm putting in, no matter who I am or what my skill sets are. I just deserve the best of the best, because that's not how us as men should walk through life. We should always walk through life observing ourselves, being self-reflective, and being real with ourselves. If you're being real with yourself and you say, I can be number one and I can dethrone him because A, B, and C, that's one thing. If you're always just striving blindly for the top spot just because you want that for yourself, cool. I'm sure everybody wants that for you. Is it realistic? That's what you need to ask yourself.
Yo, bro, that's such a good way to transition to my another bullet point that I got for this video. Too many guys, bro, don't know when to shut the fuck up and follow, bro. Straight up, dude. You know what I mean? Too many guys don't know when to shut the fuck up and follow, bro. You know what I mean? You think that you got it all fucking figured out because your ego gets involved. You're like, you know what? Nah, I got it, man. I got it. Well, motherfucker, if you look at the results that you're getting, you don't got it. You know what I'm trying to say? And you got to humble yourself in the sight of fucking greatness when you see greatness, regardless of age, regardless of fucking race, all that stuff. You got to be able to put your fucking ego aside to be able to get mentored, you know what I mean, by these fucking great ass people to get to number one. So that way one day you can be number one. But too many guys don't know when to shut the fuck up and follow, bro. You gotta, have your opinions. Your opinions are valid. Your opinion don't mean shit if you ain't accomplished shit. I'll tell you that right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your opinions don't mean shit to nobody unless you accomplish shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
That's a hard fucking pill to swallow.
Bro, I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? So many guys are out here, they're trying to have their input, you know what I mean? Like we having a conversation about $40 cigars and Lamborghinis, and you're like, you know what? A Lamborghini, that's just, it's not eco-friendly. Well, fuck your damn opinion. How about that one?
Yeah.
Well, once you start smoking $40 cigars and having a Lamborghini or in the price vicinity of a Lamborghini, then how about you give me your fucking opinion?
Yeah.
Other than that, you want to get to this point, you fucking shut up and follow me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, essentially, y'all have to realize you have to be in somebody's radar, under somebody's radar, for them to even listen to you. If I'm trying to talk to a female about how she should act on her period, I'm not under her fucking radar because I've never bled. I've never bled from a fucking vagina before. I've never had my hormones fucking turn upside down once every fucking month. So I have no horse in that race. I have no fucking say so as to, and I'm just using that as an example because that was the first one that came to mind. But that's just that's like explaining to a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? That's just like explaining it to a 13-year-old. I'll explain it to a fucking I'll explain it to a fucking 5-year-old. Okay, say somebody comes over to your house and they ain't bring no fucking toys to play with, and you got all these fucking toys. And you always have the newest fucking toy. They ain't got no fucking toys to play with. But they trying to tell you how to play with your toys. Okay? I'm just going to explain it to a 5-year-old. You ain't going to want that broke ass... Okay, maybe that's not explaining it to a 5-year-old. If I was saying that broke ass... you don't want that no-toying motherfucker to come over and tell you how to play with your shit. You got all this shit. If somebody comes over and he's got all the toys and you trying to compete with the motherfucker, okay, guess what? If he says something about your toys, you actually gonna listen because he's got toys, you got toys. He's got new toys, you got new toys. So you like, oh, what do you know that I don't know? What do you know that I can actually pull from? What knowledge do you have that I can use to better myself and my situation? You know what I mean? So that's just explaining it plainly, right? If you're not under somebody's radar, your opinion doesn't fucking matter. They don't want to hear that shit.
Nope.
They don't want to hear that shit. If a white man is trying to tell me about the black struggle, I don't want to fucking hear that shit. I don't care where you grew up. I don't care who your friends are. I don't want to hear that shit because we don't have that alike at all. You know what I mean? There's so many facets in life that this advice can fall into. But essentially, what you need to learn is if you don't have anything that person can pull from, don't even share your opinion. Just keep it to your fucking self because you're just gonna get ignored, or you're just gonna piss them off. But either way, it's not fruitful for you to even waste your breath.
Yeah, and on top of that too, I think too many guys, they don't understand that the way you get to number one is by a lot of coaching and mentoring. So when you come into a fucking place where a guy wants to fucking maybe get you underneath his wing and show you the ropes of the fucking situation, whether that's business or lifting in the gym or anything, this can apply to anything. You putting your opinions in there is just gonna piss the fucking guy off, like how you said.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
And honestly, your opinion doesn't fucking matter because this guy obviously made it already. That's why you want to get into his social circle. You want to be around this guy because he made it. You know what I mean? Too many guys out there don't know, just shut your fucking mouth and your ass up and just be like, you know what? I'm going to take an ass kicking. You know what? I think I should rephrase it. Too many guys are afraid of taking an ass kicking. That's what it is, bro. They're too afraid of taking an ass kicking with their damn ego and you damn get your confidence fucking get a boot in your fucking confidence ass. You know what I mean? Because you thought that you was the shit. You thought you was the shit, but in actuality, you ain't shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when a guy tells you, "Hey, you do it this way, motherfucker," people get fucking uncomfortable about that, especially guys, because we have a sense of ego. You know what I mean? We're trying to be number one, but we're trying to do it ourselves. No. Especially when you're trying to get somebody's help that's already, been there, done that. No. You gotta be able to take a fucking ass kicking, bro. And let me tell you something too. When you take that ass kicking, let me get myself in focus here. Bam. When you take that ass kicking, bro, not only is that gonna show that dude that you know what? Wow, this guy can take an ass kicking and he keep coming back. It's gonna forge you to be that number one someday. You know what I mean? It's gonna forge you to be right there with all the other top dogs. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. You got to get out of your comfort zone in every situation that you get into, and one of those opportunities for you to get outside of your comfort zone is to take a hit to the ego. Yeah, it's gonna suck. Yeah, you're gonna get pissed off, but guess what? You're gonna learn from it, and like you said, it's gonna provide you the tools that you need to be number one day. You know what I mean? But going back, because I was trying to make a point when you said that people need to just shut the fuck up and listen. I mean, that in and of itself could be a whole video. Like, have you? I think that when people just yap to try to defend themselves when they have no horse in the race, it's a defense mechanism. It's like you're just yapping because that's your defense to feeling attacked. You feel attacked, and therefore you're gonna yap. And on the other end, when somebody's yapping at you because you've attacked their ego and their perspective, you have to realize that this motherfucker is just talking just to talk. And you have to just kind of take a step back. That's how you can receive that and be a better person on the other end. Instead of laying it down, just be like, you know what? I can see that I've definitely like hurt your ego a little bit. I'm just gonna be the bigger man, take the higher road. I'm just gonna step away from this. Because that person, if you allow that person to get under your skin with their words, they're gonna bring you down to their level. And then guess what? That allows them to get up to your level. That allows them to dethrone you because you allowed them to break you down to number 5. Oh, guess what? The top spot's open because I got under his skin. I that's psychological warfare. Don't allow these motherfuckers. Right. Don't allow them to get under your skin and get you out of your element. And then you next thing you know, you're sitting in the dark and you're just thinking about everything that they said instead of working to maintain that spot. You're like, man, fuck. What if he's right? Nah, fuck that. That motherfucker was hurt and he used all that yapping as a defense mechanism, and he got you off of your fucking off your balance. So just realize that from that point. Now, like we were talking about, like with people that just talk about shit that they don't know about and your opinion doesn't matter, right? Because I was really trying to make a couple points. Have y'all ever been working a job, you've been working there for a few years, somebody gets hired, an outside hire gets hired above you and then tries to tell you how to do your fucking job? That's a great analogy for what we're talking about. That motherfucker did not put in the hours that you put in. They just got hired above you, and then they're trying to tell you how to do your job. If they worked their way up to that, that'd be one thing. But that's how y'all look. Y'all look like an outside hire that just jumped in and just tried to tell somebody how to do something that they've been doing for fucking ever. You know what I mean? Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
I want to bring it to, one of my last points that I got here for this fucking video, because it doesn't have to be that long of a video. I just want to give y'all some pointers about, what I mean?
It's already 18 minutes, but it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, some of our videos are damn near like 45 to an hour, right? So this is going to be a little bit more of our normal length videos. But point being, oh gosh, fucking, there we go. To be number one, guys, you know what I mean? Not enough people, like I think you was talking about it, bro. Like 2 points ago, or two of your turns ago, I should say. But basically, not enough guys are willing to do what it takes to be number one. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants number one, but nobody knows what it takes to be number one. You know what I'm trying to say? Are you willing to take a fucking bullet? You know what I mean? Not a physical bullet, you know what I mean? Unless you're like infantry or some shit like that. I'm talking, Are you willing to fucking put everything on the fucking line to be number one? And the answer is, most guys, it's not. You know what I mean? Most guys are not going to want to put everything on the line to be number one. You know what I mean? So that's why if you number 2 or number 3 or number 4, it's cool. You know what I mean? Because you're not willing to do the number one workload. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
You're not willing to do and risk and take a fucking bullet to be number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And on top of that, not only to risk everything, to have people that are relying on you. People to say, wow, you fuck up. You know what I mean? Wow, you fucked up. Wow, you fuck up. You know what I mean? Guys are not willing to take that fucking rebuttal from their damn peers and, you know, whatever social situation you may be in, whether that be work, business, lifting. Guys are not willing to have everything on the line and people that depend on them tell them that, wow, you fucked up, motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's what it takes to be number one. You know what I mean? If you want to be a leader, well, then you got to step up and make fucking leader-ass quality decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta take the sacrifices that the people below you don't have to take. And if you're not willing to make those sacrifices, you're not going to make those sacrifices. And guess what that does? That has a trickle-down effect. That's going to affect the morale of the people below you. That's going to lose you out on opportunities because you're not willing to take those sacrifices that the better number one option would take. And not only that, you were talking about like, so you talked about like not wanting to do what it takes in order to be number one. And then what was your second point? You said,
the competition that it takes, the part that people are relying on you,
yes.
and there's gonna be telling you that you're a fuck up.
Yeah. So my second point is people relying on you, right? So when you're a leader, you have to be able to give away the credit to the people below you. You don't take the credit to yourself. You give away the credit and you take the blame. And if you're not comfortable doing that, or if you can't get comfortable doing that, your whole organization is going to fall. Because if it's reversed, if you're blaming everybody else that's underneath you, if you're blaming number 2, number 3 on everything, and you're not taking the blame yourself and taking accountability, you're not gonna have a team to work with at the end of the day. Now, if you give credit to your team, you give that praise, and it sounds like it sucks, right? It sounds like, oh, I'm never gonna get any acknowledgement for my fucking hard work. Guess what? That's just part of being a fucking leader sometimes. Part of being a fucking leader is not getting acknowledged, because you get acknowledgement from higher up. That's how a lot of organizations work. You get that acknowledgement from higher up, and it comes down. So if there's nobody else higher up, you just have to fucking remind yourself that you're the shit, because the people below you are not gonna do that for you. They're looking for that from you. So yeah, some qualities of number one, and I guess that's a point that I can make. Number one isn't as great as it seems when you see it from the outside looking in. But when you're actually number one, you realize there's a lot of fucking pressure on you, and there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to sacrifice that you loved when you were number 2, number 3. You're gonna have to sacrifice, that you're gonna have to give up, and you're gonna be put in a lot more uncomfortable positions because there's people that are relying on you. There's people that are looking for affirmation. There's people that are looking for all these things from you, and you're not getting it yourself. Do you want that? Like, really understand fully what it means to be number one, not just what it takes to be number one, what it means to be number one, how it feels. What is a day-to-day life like as number one? Can you handle that? Yes or no? If realistically it's yes, all right, shoot for it. See how well you fare. But you have to look at everything. Study, be mentored by a number one. Let them tell you how it is to be number one. Is this motherfucker happy? No. Why? Because of A, B, and C. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Guess what? Now your perspective of number one is changing because you actually see everything behind the fucking smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? Number one has to look like they're strong, like they're a strong leader, like there's nothing wrong with them. They do all the crying and boo-hooing behind the fucking closed doors. Okay?
Yep.
So
because nobody gives a shit.
Because nobody gives a shit. So obviously, if you're just looking at number one at face value, it's gonna look fucking fantastic because it's a show that they're putting on for you. And then behind closed doors, that's when all the fucked up shit happens. That's when all the shit happens that you don't have to deal with at number 2 and number 3. So just think about that. Think about what it is to be number one in its entirety. Study it. And then decide for yourself if you really do want to pursue that or if that's too much for you as a person. That's crucial to wanting the top spot. Super crucial.
So kind of to like wrap this video up, because we don't gotta keep going about this stuff, right? I'm gonna just make some closing points, and then you know what I mean, this video is pretty much I think we hit home where it needed to be, you know what I mean? But to kind of wrap this thing up, to the guys that want to be number one, you know what I mean, and to be leaders, you know what I mean, that natural innate desire for guys to be leaders. Most of y'all just straight up are not cut out to be fucking leaders, you know what I mean? Most of y'all are not willing to take the fucking steps and sacrifices and risks that number one and the leaders fucking take, you know what I mean? To push it to the fucking limit, you know what I mean? You know, you got guys out here, bro, that's talking like, I want to be a leader, I want to be a provider, I want to be number one, number two in the spot in my life. But you have nobody depending on you, you know what I mean? How are you going to be number one or number two when nobody depends on you? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Number one and number two innately have people underneath them, you know what I mean? And if we talk about number one, everybody's fucking depending on number one, you know what I mean? There's so much pressure. And to be honest with you, bro, too many guys are just way too fucking soft to even have that, you know what I mean? That's why I say too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, you know what I mean? Leave the number one spot for a lot of you guys, leave it alone, bro. Focus on being a good number 10 or number 9 or number 8. Because, bro, you can't take the fucking ass kicking that you need to take from number one and the leaders out there to be able to mold you and mentor you and sharpen you as a fucking man to be able to get there to the top one day. You know what I mean? You just don't have the mental fortitude to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? If somebody says in business, you're going to work 85 to 90 hours a week for 3 years and not have any payout, how many fucking guys are going to stay out there and be like, you know what? Yeah, this sounds like a great idea. No, flop, done.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
How many guys are going to talk some shit on the fucking camera, put everything on the line, you know what I mean? Their job, their family, the place they live, and risk it fucking all to say what they feel? Not too many, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's why y'all all fucking watch me, and I'm not watching you, because I'm the one risking the fucking shit talking over here and getting fired from my job for talking some shit. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
And I'm not even trying to say I'm number one. You know what I mean? I got a long way to go before I'm number one. But I'm trying to say, how much are you willing to risk to be number one? You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And like how you said too, bro, a lot of times number one, bro, is not where you want to be. Number two or number three or number four is a better spot to be. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
It's a better spot to be mentally, physically. You don't have that much stress, and you're just like, all right, you know what? I'm kind of chilling. You know what I mean? I'm still making my money, and I'm still around number one and the leaders and stuff like that, but I'm kind of chilling right here. You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Nobody's looking like damn like sharks and piranhas waiting for you to fall, or like the fucking slightest fuck up, they come and just attack your ass or some shit like that, man. But that's what I got to say about that shit, bro.
Yep. I mean, you wrapped it up beautifully. I mean, that's why the president of the United States is the most stressful job ever, because you're at the fucking top of the chain. Why do you think they consider it that? Think about it like that. Think about, oh, wait, number one is the most stressful job? What? I thought they just stood around and just barked orders. No. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you're not let in on because you don't need to be let in on it. So, do you want to sacrifice that comfort for gain, or do you want to just be in a more comfortable position where you have the money to sustain your life and you have everything you want, but you don't have all those fucking, you don't have a target on your back? Decide that for yourself. But anyway, I think we wrapped this up beautifully. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, just as a last pointer, I'm not saying don't strive to be number one, right, guys? I'm not saying don't strive to be a number one or a leader. I'm saying a lot of you guys, majority of you guys, 99% of you guys will not be there, and it's fine. You know what I mean? It's cool not to be there. You know what I mean? Wherever you fall in line, it's cool. You know what I mean? Not everybody's cut out to be number one. But just take that into consideration, too, when you hear this video, that I'm not saying stop trying to be number one. Fight like a dog to be number one, and realize wherever you fall is where you fall, and it's fine. You know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, comment in the comment section below if you like the video. Like the fucking video. Share the video. And yeah, comment whether you want to be number one or you think, hey, you know what, number two might be a little bit better, this and that, man. But
and
yeah,
subscribe. Like, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, you're not allowed to watch this video. Subscribe to the fucking channel. We need those subscriptions.
Subscribe to the damn channel, guys.
All right, y'all.
All right.
We out. Peace.
Peace.